What's your first footballing memory? Like, where do you remember, like, first kicking a football?
Apart from in the garden with my dad, would have been going to a Sunday league team near where I used to live called Beach United. And I was never a goalkeeper at the time, but I turned up. I think I was a sub that day. Didn't get on because I was only young. It was my first ever time at a football match, and I turned up and just watched the team from the sidelines. I was kitted up and really nervous about getting on. But yeah, I'd say that's my very first memory that I can remember from football.
What's the first time you thought I can make it as a professional footballer?
I've always been tunnel vision to football. Obviously, academically, it was always important to come out of school with good grades and work hard in school for something to fall back on. But I've always been literally just football orientated. That's what I want to be. That's what I'm going to do. Don't want to do anything else. Just football. So that's always been what I've wanted to do.
Who do you thank the most for helping turn you into a professional footballer?
My mum and dad, I'd say. Obviously, my dad was obviously instrumental in terms of giving me football knowledge and teaching me the game. And my mum in terms of support and ferrying me up and down the country to games and training and all that kind of thing. So both of them in terms of being there every single week. My mum was always there, but in terms of football knowledge, my dad gave me that as much as he could.
What about your first game as a professional? What do you remember about that?
Oh wow! In terms of first team action,
yeah.
That was when I came on home to Exeter. Not last season, the season before. We were 4-0 up at the time. Came on with about 20 minutes to go. And the goal I conceded with about 5 minutes to go was a deflection from a shot just outside the box, which was a little bit nasty to go on. Welcome to League Two. There you go. There's a deflection. But no, it was a good experience and one that I'll always remember.
Who's the best player you've ever played with?
Wow. Oh wow. You put me on the spot here. You could have warned me about this.
I'll warn you now, the next one's alongside, so... no, sorry, the next one's ever against.
Against,
so.
Right, I know that one. With probably Jack Wilshere.
And when did you play with him?
I was at Arsenal for 7 years as a youngster, and I played youth team football a couple of times with him, and he was always a cut above some of the other lads.
And as you know, next one, against
Raheem Sterling. As Southend fans and people linked with the club will remember that he scored 5 past me at Anfield, which we won't go into too much detail about, but no, he was absolutely phenomenal. And he's gone on to Liverpool first team, which is credit to him because he was fantastic that night, and I know how much of a good player he is because he does it in the Premier League nearly week in, week out when he's fit.
Would you say that's your worst ever game as a goalkeeper, that night?
In terms of result, yeah. Believe it or not, we lost 9-0, but I didn't actually do too badly. So yeah, it was a bit of a strange one, to be honest. It wasn't a night that I'm going to remember for the right reasons. But no, it wasn't a good night, no.
Have you got an embarrassing story from your time as a footballer?
Made an embarrassing mistake at the Den when I was a first year scholar. Against Millwall in the FA Youth Cup first round. There was a ball from about halfway line on the angle, hung up, so completely lost my bearings, went to tip it over the bar, was too far out of my goal, tipped it onto the post, hit me on the back and went in the back of the net. We ended up losing the game 3-0. So that's a good start, and that was about 2 minutes in as well, so yeah.
Finally, what's your most special football memory to date?
Can I name a few?
Yeah.
I'd say getting my first professional contract, 2 clean sheets and my debut. Those were excellent for me, and I'd also have to say the Bury game as well, which was an excellent night for me personally, and I'd imagine through link with the club as well. But no, I'd say they're the ones that majorly stick out.
Perfect. Thank you.